Well, hello, it is me, Pearl from Pearl and the Prayers, and this is Tuned in Tarot. And we are here to look at the balance between the divine masculine and divine feminine energy inside of self, understanding that whatever state we find this energy in, we can expect to see that reflected back to us in our interactions with others, in our external environment, and we are basically only going to see things change when we do figure out exactly what we're doing over and over and stop doing that over and over. Change how we react, etc. So I'm pulling 3 cards. I have one card that is for just the overall theme, and then one is theme for masculine and one is theme for feminine energy. And what am I doing? It's my day off and I'm doing a reading. Why am I doing that? Well, I don't know. I'm gonna be straight with you. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I am broke. People are not booking readings. They are. I do have one new monthly person for mentorship who's learning how to read tarot cards, and she is achieving that through the $100 level of my membership. So that is really lovely, and I'm so happy to have Maria join me for that mentorship program. But the $100 level is not just mentorship, by the way. It can be anything. You can use it for a reading every month, a virtual reading. You can use it for a coaching session. You could use it for a music lesson if you wanted to. But I am not seeing a lot of book readings. I'm not seeing a lot of donations. I'm not seeing a lot of memberships come in. And part of it is my content isn't getting to the same people that were seeing it before. And so I'm going to be focusing a lot more here on my YouTube channel. The people that have been here for a couple of years. And I'm not going to focus so much on my TikTok channel. I'm just going to use old content over there. I do not know what I'm doing, so I'm just going to keep doing it. And then we're going to read. Let's see what's going on. But all of this to say is, please support my channel if you can, and you know how to do it. I don't really need to tell you, but I can tell you that you can become a member for only $1, and that membership is going to grant you access to readings I have been doing for members only, and a lot of other premium content. You can also support my music, which is my main gig, Pearl and the Prayers, by going and following me on all the things and streaming my music. All right, that's what I'm being told to do. Okay, so the first thing we're going to look at right now is the overall energy. Peace. Okay, well, I feel like I'm being lied to by the media when I see this card, and this card is telling me that this is the overall energy. Like, I feel a little bit like the universe is trying to pull the wool over my eyes, because peace doesn't feel like peace right now. But maybe it feels peaceful to not be moving. Maybe there is a part of you in that good old Two of Swords energy that is honestly just enjoying that there isn't anything happening yet. Because that is very predictable. And predictability feels comfortable and safe. And it is. If you can predict what's going to happen, then, you're not going to get surprises that are going to throw you off your guard and potentially harm you in ways that you don't yet know if you can, ward it off or fight it off. So there might be no movement, and there's peace in that. It's like, good, I don't really have to do this yet. I don't really have to ask this person to consider me as a potential life partner. I don't really have to see what it's going to be like to consider a person as a potential life partner. I don't really have to finally do my taxes if I don't make enough money to report on my taxes. Right? There's just, I feel like there's got to be this moment when you admit to yourself, and it's kind of peaceful. It's kind of nice just to be. And you want love, because I see the green, the heart chakra, I see the pink, but I see this red that in this card that is making me feel like being stable and rooted and grounded feels peaceful. And you're not super excited about, that going out of balance right now. Maybe that's not what you expected to hear from the cards, because maybe you're sitting here thinking, I really want this relationship to work out with this person, or I really want this career. So why would the energy overall be that I'm at peace with the way things are? Because I'm not. It would be like me saying like, oh, right now the world is at peace, when we know the world is not. And it never has been. And there's always this Sturm und Drang that's going on. And you would know that that wasn't true. You would know that it wasn't really peaceful. But at the same time, are you personally experiencing like your own kind of peace and harmony within? Because that's really the goal, is no matter what's going on outside, within us, we are at peace. So maybe you're surprised to learn right now that you kind of like that nothing is happening. And I know I am. Okay, let's find out now what masculine and feminine energy are doing in this time where there's basically no motion, no movement, and just kind of a peaceful thing happening. So, we're going to go here with this knot and relationships coming up for the divine masculine energy, and this protection coming up for the divine feminine energy. So right now, the divine feminine is being protected from the mess that the divine masculine basically has to unravel on his own. And so that's why there's a sense of peace overall, because in truth, the divine masculine energy is going to feel much more at peace once he works out these issues he's having with perceiving healthy, positive relationships and perceiving and experiencing healthy, positive relationships. And the divine feminine is at peace because she's not being dragged into that cycle anymore. I'm also seeing a lot of circles here, loops and circles, right? We started with this peace symbol that has the circle embedded in it. We've got the loops and circles that are being made by the yarn or by the shoelace in this regard, which also gives me runner vibes. And then we've got the protective circles here with the evil eye imagery. So the divine feminine is being protected from being looped in, hooked into the divine masculine cleanup that's going on. Okay. Let's take a look at divine masculine, what he's carrying in right now from his past, what he's carrying in to the present moment. This is where you're going to probably see a lot of recurring cards from other readers that you've been watching. This is usually like the energy that's being carried from that stuff into the present moment. We've got this idea of the Queen of Pentacles. We have the King of Swords. And, I'm sorry, not the King, the Knight of Swords, my bad. I called that the King of Swords once before too, even though I know it's not. And then the Hermit card. Cute. Cute, cute, cute. There is this feminine energy on the earth, probably a mothering energy, a maternal energy, loving, connected, nurturing, peaceful, because cows are really peaceful. And this energy makes divine masculine super, super happy. He can't deny it. And while we should see this Knight of Swords rushing towards the Queen of Pentacles, when I'm holding it up to you here in the camera, what we're really seeing is that this masculine energy is running away from divine feminine to this hermit energy here. And what's interesting is that when I saw the cards, they were like this in front of me. So what I saw on the top was actually the Hermit, which technically is the last card. Not the last card in the tarot, but I mean the last card that in this group, right? So this is the first card, this is the second card, this is the third card, but I see the third one on top. So when I look at the story from my perspective, what I see is that we have been alone and hermiting, and it's been good because spiders need to just kind of go off on their own and build their own web and do their own thing, make sure it's all secure, and then wait patiently while something flies into the web, and they trust that that's going to happen. So we did that. We learned a lot. So much, in fact, that we want to rush to just tell everything that we've learned, express. And the Knight of Swords is all about communicating all these thoughts that came to us when we were all alone. And the first energy that we want to rush to say, oh, I have all this exciting, all these exciting things to tell you, these feelings I had that I discovered when I was alone. And I was able to navigate those feelings and learn from them. And I just want to tell you all about it, Mom. I just want to tell you about it, Mom. So I have an experience where I think of something honestly pretty brilliant. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty brilliant. I just thought of something really brilliant. And I took it to one of my friends who is also really, really brilliant person and a master in many different fields. And I told her about my idea, and she was like, that is an incredible idea. Let's find funding for it. And so that's happening. I'm looking for funding for something. So I'm really excited about this. And I go downstairs and I think to myself, should I tell my mom about this or not? Because my mom, she doesn't receive my ideas with excitement. She picks them apart normally, or doesn't get it, or is just like, okay, like, and that's just because of her own traumatic wounding. But it's so not great when I'm so excited and I just want to rush to this person and tell her, and she just doesn't really care. And definitely doesn't think I'm brilliant. Is finding ways to, pick apart how I couldn't do it, or just, I just wish you could have a chance, like I can't, like I won't. Very weird kind of an energy to experience. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because on the one hand, when I held it up to you, it was like this storyline that we keep experiencing where we love this divine masculine energy, the feminine loves the masculine, and he knows it would make him happy, but he runs into solitude, and we're like, why does he do that? And now I'm getting this connection. I was meant to see this story the other way, because what I was meant to see is that I actually want to be, I want to understand that the truth of the reason why I prefer being alone is because that when I did try to share my thoughts or ideas with somebody that I thought was going to be the most supportive, the most loving, the most helpful, it became just something that ended up tearing me down and making me feel small. And so there is an obstacle there, a block there, a fear that if I go to this person who is supposed to be nurturing, I will really experience something else. Control, just the opposite of what I'm seeking. So the masculine energy is carrying his memories of his experiences with feminine energy from childhood, particularly in I'm hearing in states of lacking beneficial nurturing experiences from feminine energy. Now this doesn't mean that the women in his life failed him. This means that the people in his life failed to teach him about feminine energy of nurturing, unconditional love, receptivity, openness, softness, healing, what we associate with, not gender, okay? But the inner energy, the energy of the your innermost feelings. So the world failed the masculine. It wasn't the women or his mother. The world. Because in a perfect world, the person who was in the role of his father would also have had nurturing energies of the mother. Each person being a father-mother energy. Each person able to guide, provide, protect, be unconditional. Obviously, we're not going to be doing that perfectly, but the majority of the time we're sitting in an energy of like our higher vibing selves, okay? So he didn't get that. And that means you. This doesn't just mean this person that you really want to get with. I'm talking about you too. You are lacking that. So you prefer solitude because you have learned that when you seek physical validation of your innermost feelings and thoughts, you experience some kind of disappointment or rejection. And that caused you to withdraw from society, withdraw from others, and even withdraw from your own self. Because maybe you also ignore your feelings. You know, like you feel a certain way and you're like, well, I don't care. Like, I feel like I really can't do work today because I just feel so fragile and whatever. And you're like, I don't care. I have to make money. So, you know, don't cry to me about it. Don't worry. Figure it out. It's not my job to, you know, every time you have a feeling, I'm supposed to, like, the world wouldn't work then. Which is not true. Because most of our feelings are kind of directing us where to go instinctually, which is usually much more effective than when our brains get in the way. However, that's what has happened. So that we are bringing into this current energy. But we're bringing an awareness of that into this energy, because I didn't tell you that and leave it there. I told you that and explained it to you, right? I didn't say like, oh, your person wants to run from you because you're loving. I said, this is why. So now you know why that's happening. The feminine, what's the feminine energy bringing? This Knight of Cups. This is beautiful, open, and receptive energy. This is the ability to remain balanced even when feeling strong feelings. This is understanding and knowing your feelings can lead you. And that if you go in the direction where your feelings lead you, a lot of times what you're going to be receiving from that is a lot of the abundance you're truly seeking. But in this picture, I'm seeing a divine masculine that is sitting kind of in an awkward position. He looks uncomfortable. And he looks a little funny. Like, he looks a little bit like not present or something. Look at his face. Can you see that? So I really think that unfortunately what the feminine is doing is she's bringing her idea of how masculine gendered people and gender identifying masculine, it doesn't matter what your body parts are, but if you identify in what we would consider a masculine energy that would be associated with gender norms, that these masculines don't quite know how to convey themselves, that they might be open to love, but they're putting themselves in this really awkward position that makes it difficult for them to receive it. Like, I'm picturing this, I just went to Niagara Falls this summer with my son, and I've been there many times, and every time I go, it's just still incredible to me. And I'm trying to imagine this person having to sit here on the falls, and like, let's say he's got this little rock he can sit on, and then I'm going to try to get to him. He's like, I'm open. I have all these feelings and I'm open. And you're like, yeah, I can't get to you though, because you're sitting at like a weird, awkward person here in this very precarious place that's very difficult for me to get to. So you might be open, but you're not making it easy for me to access. And I don't know if you're fully aware. And so I think the same thing is true for you. And not just the people who identify in masculine energy, but for everybody. That's how you're perceiving dudes. But your own energy is, of course, being reflected back to you. So you then must be open to receive, but feel awkward about how to get into a position to actually receive it. So, like, I don't want to be on dating apps. Nobody does. Nobody does. Nobody does. No one likes them. But that's how we meet people now, I guess. So if you're not there, then you're sitting at the top of Niagara Falls and on top of all of your feelings, feeling all of your feelings, and nobody can get to you. And you're doing that. You feel ready for love, but you feel like you're awkwardly positioned to receive it. And the reason why is because of the thoughts you're thinking. Because you're thinking, you know, when I was looking for love, support, recognition, validation from the people in my life who should have just automatically have given that to me, I didn't get it. So if I'm open to love right now, I'm not going to get it. That's going to feel really bad, right? That's not going to feel good. Okay? So here's the knots, the relationship knots that we're seeing right now. This is what puts us in knots about other people. Okay? And this is why we protect ourselves. Because we're trying to protect this peace that we feel that ultimately we have control over when we're not introducing a lot of these factors in that could potentially bring a lot of hurt, pain, disappointment. Okay. Current energy. What's the current energy? We're stuck then, okay? We have a really strong desire to take some kind of action, to manifest or create. We see magician energy here because of this crow and the wand with the crow tarot. This is MJ Culinane's Guardians of the Night tarot, but she's referencing her own card here. And this possum, this hanged man energy. And so the masculine isn't doing anything. He's paused and he's reflecting, okay? But there is a strong desire to take some kind of an action. And I really think to surrender to the feeling of taking action. It's like, yes, I'm scared ultimately that I might be rejected, or that the nurturing I'm seeking won't come from this person who seems like they're going to be able to give it to me. But I can't hang around here anymore. I just heard that. I can't hang around here anymore. Almost like a blues song, like, I can't hang around here anymore. I gotta go. Because I am filled with this fire. Because I believe in myself. I believe in my vision. I believe that I deserve what it is that I found when I went within the hermit energy and started to really look within, and I saw that light within me, and I believe in it. I really, really believe in it. And when I surrender and I just let God do it, or goddess, or, you know, the universe, or whatever you want to call this energy, Allah, it doesn't matter, whatever you're calling it, when I surrender and like let that force move through me, it does bless my actions. It does make me feel confident and bold. So I can't hang around here anymore. I have got to move. And then in the feminine energy, we have the King of Pentacles. And this is an established king. I'm hearing, can I get a big boy? Big boy, can I get a big boy? That big boy song. I just thought my sister sent me this kind of like a get ready with me of a dude. And I don't normally see dude get ready with me's in general. And he was a big boy. And he wore really cool clothes, and he had this amazing sense of style, and he had a little scent bird pitch at the very end of the video, and I could like smell how good he must smell. And I was like, oh, he is like, give me that kind of energy, no matter what your body parts are. Give me the energy that you take up space, and you don't need other people's validation to do so, because you believe in your own worthiness. You believe in yourself. And I was like, that is so attractive. I am so attracted to that energy. And then it was like a light bulb went off inside my head. I was like, bitch, that's what you're like. That's what you're like. That's what you are like. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? The good news is that divine masculine and feminine energy are in union and harmony, understanding that That is what I am like. When you as a person, a feminine identifying person, look to a masculine identifying person and see that they're just so great, and you're just, wow, like, oh, this person, and you put them up on this pedestal, and then they bring themselves down inevitably, because everybody's human. And then you have to step back and go, why did I put them up so high? It's because you saw in them all of the things that you have within you. What you're attracted to in other people is really what you find attractive or want to have within you, or how you want other people to perceive you the way that you perceive, and it's confidence. And is there a trick to confidence? I mean, be born a Leo sun, that's helpful, but if you don't have that right out the gate, it's just practicing. I'm a teacher, a music teacher. I teach voice, piano, music production, stage performance, music business, whatever, all of that. And I also do, people will book me for readings, and I will do like life coaching or help them find their passions or just find what they're good at. And I help with food. I do all kinds of things. I'm very confident as in general. And I think that what I've learned is that the gift I give as a teacher, no matter what I'm teaching, is just confidence, which comes naturally to me because I'm a Leo. But I was also raised as a performer. So how are performers raised? Let's think about it. I brought up Mozart the other day. Mozart was brought in front of the court and put on a little pianoforte or harpsichord, actually, when he was little, harpsichord, and told to play for the king. Okay? Before he did that, he was drilled for hours and hours and hours by his vile father, who really exploited him. Sorry to say. So Mozart was really confident because he practiced a fucking lot. And that is really the key. That's that. You just have to do it over and over again. You have to deal with the initial discomfort over and over and over and over until the initial discomfort doesn't faze you. Rewind that and listen to it again and note that I didn't say until the discomfort goes away, because the secret is that it doesn't. From the moment that I was little until this present moment, when I get on stage, when I get in front of a crowd, there is an underlying discomfort. There is an underlying feeling of like, I'm needing to present myself in a manner that is going to be different from just a general conversation for the most part. And I have to maintain this for an extended period of time. And I have to do it to a certain extent flawlessly. Or if I do make mistakes, I have to then flawlessly include you in the laugh so we can have a laugh together. I have to do that whilst also remembering all of the different aspects that I'm performing. If I'm doing music, for instance, or if I'm performing as an actor, whatever. It's never not uncomfortable. And I think that that's something that you don't know right away. So you feel like you're not good at it for so long because you're like, oh, I still feel uncomfortable. People say to me, do you get nervous? And I say, no, I don't. Because, not because I don't feel like I have to go do a great job or I'm about to go, do something that I prepared a long time. It's because at some point, nervous, which is the fear of the discomfort, becomes acceptance. I'm going to be uncomfortable. I'm going to have these moments where I'm going to suddenly be like, I don't know this key, or I hit the wrong note, or this or that. And what's going to make the difference between me and somebody who's not as confident is that I'm going to endure the discomfort, accepting it as part of the performance, and either integrate it or be able to cover it up, because I don't have fear of the discomfort from that moment. And the person that doesn't have confidence is going to let the fear of that experience take them out of the performance. But the discomfort never goes away. And it makes you brave every time you get up. From the first time you performed to the last time you performed, you're brave. You're always brave. You're never not brave, and you're never less brave or more brave. You're brave. All right, so something in you right now understands this, embraces this, and feels like it's time to see it, because now you know it's true. You're like, I know I'm the King of Pentacles, so I will be damned if I don't see that reflected back to me in all of my interactions with people. And the final card we have coming up for, or cards we have coming up for you, is we have the Nine of Pentacles energy from the Divine Masculine with this hibernating bear here. And the Divine Feminine is giving us the Six of Cups. So, and this is what we can look forward to. If we change nothing, if you don't take any of my advice today, if you go about your business, you don't do anything to change, you're still going to end up here. The Nine of Pentacles is a card of reward after hard work. There's a lot of fish, means you got a lot of options here. You can kind of rest on your laurels. You actually have laurels that you can rest on now, and you are a master to a certain extent, and all that is left for you really is to just grab that final ace, and you will be at that Ten of Pentacles. And the feminine energy with the Six of Cups is about childhood bliss. And for me, this relaxation and bliss energy that's coming from is very strong. And the Six of Cups can be, my sister's literally coming from, she's been, both me and my sister moved out to Los Angeles years ago, over a decade ago. And I came back here because I was trying to establish myself on the East Coast. I was planning to be bi-coastal, but found out that that was not going to happen because it's prohibitively expensive to be that. So I stayed in my parents' house and have been trying to figure my shit out for the last almost 2 years now. It'll be 2 years in May. And my sister stayed in Los Angeles, and we've only seen each other a couple of times since then because it's so expensive to travel back and forth. So she's actually coming. So I'm actually going to have a family reunion, and I know this is true for me, that I get to like reunite with her and have a lot of fun. And she's an Aries, so this fire energy is definitely very present in my life, and I know that this is true. But that's just one level of how this is can be true. This can also be relationships, connections from your past. You might have a few different people from your past kind of surfacing right now. They might see you actually being comfortable, taking up space, feeling good about yourself, having your little glow up, and they might start just popping in and be like, oh, hey, how are you? Remember when we hung out that time? You know what I mean? So you could have some of that coming. In terms of what it means between a masculine and feminine energy that are in separation from one another, I'm seeing the Divine Masculine here in the Nine of Pentacles, and he's just kind of sleeping on it, to be honest with you. I think that this is very strong in him. This running from really loving, nurturing connection. And I think that fear has the potential to hold him in place. For those of you that are at the point of coming into this union and harmony that comes when you reunite or reconnect, then what it could represent is the Divine Masculine with this bear energy. He could finally feel financially capable, because the bear energy is like good financial energy, to reunite with you and to revisit a connection that he may have been waiting to revisit because of his finances. It could also be too that he has a past connection that he is establishing his independence from financially. It could be a parent, it could be an ex-spouse, it could even be a child that, has depended or relied upon him for a long time, is now on their own and no longer like needs him to pay the rent, or like it can be anything, something, but it's a liberation vibe. Like, I'm liberated from something in the past. I'm now able to maybe fund my dreams more because I've moved on from that. So that could be true for some of you as well. All right, let's pull a few cards in closing from my Unlocking the Secret Garden Oracle. I'm so glad I did this reading today. And I am going to work a little bit more on my YouTube than on some of my other social media. I'm going to take the top of it. Okay. Oh my God. Freedom. Okay, so the overall energy of this, we've got peace and freedom. That's ideal, right? That's ideal, to be free from tyranny and finally be at peace. I mean, I don't hate it. We're going to read some of these cards also. So if you want to hear the cards in full, we're going to read the actual guidebook. For the divine masculine energy, we have imagination right now. And for the divine feminine, we have reciprocity. And I feel like together this means we need to be imagining reciprocal connections. We need to be fantasizing about reciprocation, imagining being in a connection where we give and receive equally, where when someone is open to love, they make it easy to give love, they make it easy to pour love in, to give and receive. All right, let's read these cards. We're going to start with the peace harmony card from the Signs of the Times Tarot and get all the juicy messages from this one. So this is number 12. That number might be important. And I just saw 21, which is the reverse of that. So interesting. Okay. This peace sign is one of the most universally known symbols of peace. You are now entering a phase of leisure, unity, and harmony. Life is good, and you are experiencing a period of smooth sailing. It is important to be present to truly appreciate and enjoy these moments. You're encouraged to embrace ease and this feeling of oneness. People may be easy to work with, and plans go off without a hitch. This card also speaks to your relationships improving, allowing you to be light and playful within them. There is contentment and joy in your life. When referring to the ups and downs of life, this card is a great representation of the ups. Instead of worrying about how long this will last or if it's too good to be true, bask in the comfort this energy brings. The additional meanings include reconciliations and apologies. Enjoy people and activities that make you happy, peaceful endings that bring new beginnings, inspired by life, and peace. All right, so that piece is going with this freedom, which says, this is number 44, of course. I keep seeing 44 everywhere. Ditch the thought, what's wrong with me? Nothing is wrong with you. Switch that question to, what happened to me? We can't always prevent the thoughts that lead to anxiety, but we can stop ourselves from making our situation worse. Any supportive, unloving reaction you have toward yourself in times of stress is a direct result of trauma. Those compulsive thoughts of self-wrongness are like plucking all the feathers off the winged being of your psyche. It prevents flight. Don't do this to yourself. Your soaring nature deserves to fly. When you focus on what's wrong with a sense of fear, lack, or incapability, you fall to the ground. Think of all the situations where you succeeded or surprised yourself. That same energy is available to you now if you let go of the heavy thoughts weighing down your wings. Wow, this is a really important message coming through. This is what helped me create peace, actually. I was last week feeling a lot of angst. I was feeling just really, really not great. And it was the focus on how things just don't seem to be shifting or changing for me. Like, I'm still in a lot of financial distress, and I'm still not getting readings booked, and I'm still not able to seem to get an interview for another type of a job, and I just felt really, really bad, and I was focused on all the ways that things were bad. And one of my friends who was talking to me during that time said that to me, she said that I think maybe her therapist had told her that she really needs to just like make a list of the things that have gone right or worked out and focus on those things to bring a sense of peace. And that is what worked for me. So if you feel, when I pulled that peace card and you were like, hell no, there's not a peaceful time, I feel like shit right now, bitch, then understand that it really is, you're gonna have to reach. It is not easy. And I don't want to act like it is and just dismiss your experience. But you will need to reach deep within you and tap into that power you have to change your perspective, to focus and imagine what you really do desire instead of what you do not desire. All right, so for Divine Masculine energy, we got this Not Relationships card, number 35. And the message from this card to the masculine is, the knot calls your attention to the relationships in your life, illustrating how bonds can be formed in many different ways. 2 or more ropes can come together to represent union, or a knot can be made with a singular cord, representing a strengthened relationship with oneself. Knots highlight business, platonic, and romantic relationships. You are being nudged to examine these relationships and focus on those that are important to you. This is a symbol of strong relationships and the ability to identify opportunities for improvement. By developing deeper connections with others, you have a chance to better understand yourself. Your relationships are a reflection of you and one of the many ways you experience life lessons. Alternately, knots can symbolize complications in relationships that can require time and care to work through. It is up to you to determine what relationships in your life are worth that treatment. The additional meanings are tying the knot, working out kinks, unbreakable bonds, loyalty, and making a commitment. Wow. And this is coming out for the masculine with imagination. So let's take a look at that. How do these two cards go together? And this one, of course, is 43. This says, let loose. Be the kid in the candy store who wants to scoop up all the colors and taste the rainbow. Now is the time to let your imagination soar. Whatever faces you right now is a crisis of imagination. Opportunity is often disguised as crisis. The way to get it to unmask itself is to indulge imagination. What is the best that could possibly happen? What if you turned your magic all the way on? What if all the obstacles are in your path to hone your powers of creativity in order to usher you into a new realm of life artistry? Make no mistake, life is your canvas and you are the artist. Only you can make it museum worthy. Imagination is the key right now to unlocking your masterpiece. My friend Christine has a website called makeyourlifeaworkofart.com. And it is, she has these really cool boxes like you can get each month, and she's an artist. She makes cool shit, and you should go check her out. And that just reminded me of her, so go check out Christine Lindstrom. Okay, and the final cards we have in this reading. And so for me, the imagination card was about how these difficulties, these obstacles that have presented themselves to you in relationship, they have caused you to imagine this incredible life that you desire to have and that you get to have because you will it so. And the more confident you are in that person that you want to become, the more likely you are for other people to start seeing what you are trying to see in yourself, if that makes sense. Okay, so then we have the reciprocity card, which I shit you not is 13, which means now we have 12 and 13, 43 and 44. Right? Because the peace card is 12. Oh my lord. Okay, so reciprocity, 13. Oh, first we have to do evil eye. I forgot, sorry. Evil eye for divine feminine protection. I literally have mine right here. This is from Turkey. One of my my drummer in my band. I used to have a drummer from Turkey, and he brought that back. He brought each of us one of those. And I don't talk to him anymore, but I really like the evil eye, so I cleansed it, and now it works for me. Okay, let's see, number 1. Also, I have nothing but love for him. He was young. Did not know better. Okay, so evil eye, protection. In many cultures, the evil eye is a symbol of protection against misfortune that others may wish upon you. It deflects envy, brings good luck, and protects you from any ill will that could otherwise have a negative effect on your well-being. This card is a sign of not only protection, but empowerment. When you take the steps to protect yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually, there is no reason to fear. This can also speak to being in the public eye and or receiving increased attention, indicating there is a need to be aware of your surrounding energy. You may see the evil eye show up in many ways, such as an emoji, a charm, or a sticker on a laptop as illustrated. It is also confirmation that you are and will be protected. The aloe vera plant illustrated alongside the evil eye sticker further emphasizes the spiritual representation of protection and good luck. The beauty of this symbol is that you can easily incorporate it into your life anywhere you feel it is necessary. The additional meanings include: place this symbol around you for additional protection. Jealous eyes are upon you. Beware of negative energy, and protect your energy. So take note of that. It might be important for you in other ways than just the way that I read it through this reading, but you might want to just up your protection a little bit. And then we're getting now reciprocity. So I can get to the actual card, and I did see card 11, 12, and 13. Here we go. It may seem counterintuitive, but healthy interdependence is a superpower. In a society that wants you to be both selfless and self-reliant, receiving is an act of rebellion and is key to reciprocity. You may have been taught not to speak your needs, not to be emotive or vulnerable. You may have been told that it's better to give than to receive. Look at what an unhealthy society and unhealthy psyche that creates. None of us exists in a vacuum. The human psyche is hardwired for love and belonging. The only way to maintain that connection is with the reciprocity of both giving and receiving. It's time to review your overextensions and burdens. Evaluate how comfortable you are asking for what you need. Unclench the fists of white-knuckled resiliency and open the palms of receptivity. I am constantly being forced into that energy of receiving. I do not like to be in the energy of having to ask for help, but I'm constantly being forced to do that in my field. So here I am asking, please, if you can give financially right now. I need it very badly. Like $2,000 ago, needed it 20 years ago, but I need it now. So please help me any way you can financially. Tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your kids, just get it out there and book those readings, book the sessions, join as a member. If 100 people join today as a member, that would be really nice. Okay. Keep in mind, I only get half of that because of all the fees and stuff, but still I would be better than nothing. Right. So please just go do it. It's so easy. Go to the link in my profile, scroll down to Pearl's Prayers and pick a membership. There's a $1, $5, I think 15, 30, and 100. And the $100 level, you get a free session with me each month. So take advantage of that. And there are 7 slots left for that right now. So go take advantage of that. And also, in terms of you opening up to receive, open up to receive in the same way and ask for the help you need in the same way also. As you just saw me have to do. It's so great. All right. Thank you so much. I will say that I am really glad I did this reading today, even though it was supposed to be my day off, but I kind of just took yesterday off. I don't know. Yesterday I woke up and I was just like, no. I wasn't really like sad per se. I feel like I have been sad for such a long time that I can't tell when I'm sad right now, because I didn't feel like, I wasn't like, I was just like, no. Just to anything, like I'm like, oh, self, would you like to get up and walk over there to your desk and read a book? No. Would you like to play video? No. Would you like to watch? No. Okay. So it's not just work then. No. That was me yesterday. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna let you lay in your bed. And that was the only thing I said yes to. And then I just laid in my bed. And I just kept forcing myself to go back to sleep over and over. Have you ever done that? Where you're just like, you're not tired anymore because you slept way too much. And you're just like, no, forced myself to sleep so much that I gave myself a headache. But that's how much no I had for yesterday. And then I went to bed. And I woke up today and I didn't feel quite so no. So here I am. And I hope that you enjoyed. It was good to see you, everybody. I will see you again soon. Take care.